Hi everyone, it's Ann with Art on the Creek. Thanks for joining me in my home studio in Parker, Colorado. Welcome, welcome. We're nearing the end of summer here, and you know what that means is back to school, but it also means that fall is just around the corner and October brings the World Series. Now, I am not a huge baseball fan, but I really like painting sports mascots. So I've decided that a fun challenge for us would be to paint one Major League Baseball mascot each day. And I've got a couple of hashtags for you to follow. If you're interested in doing it and sharing it on Instagram, you don't have to. Everything's totally optional. I just thought that if we could do a challenge, no matter what your medium is, of drawing, painting, creating a mascot one a day for 31 days, you probably can grow a little bit as an artist, because I'm willing to bet that not many of you spend your time painting mascots. So let's do something that we don't usually do, and let's have a lot of fun. Are you ready for the first week's summary? Here we go. Just a little bit of housekeeping to get out of the way. I'm not sponsored by Major League Baseball. These are all proprietary, so I can't provide you with any kind of reference photo, but I do have a link in the description where you can look these up on your own if it's something that interests you, or perhaps if you follow, we call it soccer, but if you follow football in Europe or any other part of the world, or if you follow American football, the NFL, then maybe that's something that you would like to paint. Try and think of anything that you can paint for this 31-day challenge that is not something you would usually paint. I think the mascots are so much fun. That's Baxter, by the way, from the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I just think the mascots bring so much life to a baseball game. Baseball, you know, it's boring. There's an awful lot that doesn't happen in baseball, but that makes it so fun to go to the games because they're great for people watching. And the hot dogs, oh my gosh, the best hot dog I ever had in my life was at the Chicago Cubs Stadium and Wrigley Field, and I was in heaven. This one that I'm doing right now is Atlanta Braves. By the way, his name is Blooper. And I just think these mascots, I mean, can you imagine how athletic you have to be? I almost think that they are more athletic than the baseball players themselves because they do flips, they do jumps, and they do it in a costume. And there's even a mascot hall of fame. I just think that this is all so much fun, and it just makes going to sporting events really approachable and accessible for everyone. This one here is the Baltimore Orioles Oriole bird. I have a little affinity for that one because my son and his family used to live in the Baltimore area. In fact, they're moving back there, so I kind of really like that little Baltimore bird. And this one is the Boston Red Sox Wally. And I know that the Red Sox and the White Sox have a huge rivalry. I really don't know any of the other teams' rivalry, but I think that going to all of the ballparks, I think, even though I'm not a baseball fan, I think that would be so fun to just kind of have that as a bucket list item, to go and see all of these home teams in their home team environment. I just think that would be a fun thing to do, because then you could really get a sense for how the fans really love their players. I love the walk-up songs that all the batters have when they come out. I remember when the Colorado Rockies started. I don't remember who his name was, but he had the walk-up song Sledgehammer, and I thought that was so great. I'll have to look that one up, and then when we get to the Colorado Rockies, I can tell you about that one. This is Chicago Cubs. His name is Clark the Cub. I really liked him when I was a little kid because, of course, he was a bear, and I found out today he wears no pants. So he's, as we would call it, Winnie the Poohing it. Now I'm doing the Chicago White Sox, and this is Southpaw, which, if you don't know, that means a left-hander, person who's left-handed playing baseball. I really like Southpaw. He's kind of got that shaggy fur all over, and he looks like a lot of fun. And finally, this one I love so much. This is Cincinnati Reds Rosy Red. How many of you saw that movie? How many of you saw A League of Their Own with Gina Davis, Tom Hanks, and Rosie O'Donnell? It was such a great movie. It really focuses on an actual team of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League that ran from 43 until 54, the Rockford Peaches. Even though it was a different city, hooray to Rosie for representing girls in baseball. First up at bat in our challenge was the Toronto Blue Jays. His name is Ace. And now we're going to go through the rest of the teams alphabetically here. We've got the Arizona Diamondbacks, Baxter, and I love that he was dressed like Elvis. I mean, you can't beat that. And then we come to the Atlanta Braves, Blooper. He looks just too cute. Followed by the Baltimore Orioles, Oriole Bird, and Boston Red Sox, Wally. Not quite sure what Wally is, but I sure like the black under his eyes. There's Clark, the Chicago Cub, and Southpaw from the Chicago White Sox, and finally, Rosie Red from the Cincinnati Reds. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope that you enjoy this little Major League Baseball challenge of painting a mascot a day for 31 days, and we will have another update for you next week on September 1st. So if you're ready, join me for a stellar lineup, and let's have fun celebrating baseball. See you next time, guys. Thanks so much. Bye now.